Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jerome from Team First Class here with my DDD deck profile. This is the deck that I played getting back into the game, and getting into Master Rule 4 got kind of difficult to play the deck, so I put on hold for a while, and that's when I played my Crusadias. So now that Master Rule 5 is out, I can go back to this without having to worry about the link arrows as much, and play more efficiently. So let's go into it. So to start off, we have 3 DD Lamia. This is the main tuner of the deck. She helps you get all your plays done. She's the main tuner that allows you to get through all your synchro monsters and now Needle Fiber or Halqifibrax. She also has a way to get out from the graveyard that's very helpful late into your combos. So she's like the main person that you want 3 of in the deck. Next we got Neko Slime, another 3 of the deck. I've heard some people play 2. I like 3 because you can fusion a lot more often with it, and it's just a good DD card to have at 3 of in your deck. Three Swirl Slime, this is thing that helps you start off a lot of your combos, a lot of your plays. Fusion from hand, and then you can also banish it when it's in your graveyard to special summon from your hand, and it extends your combos even further. Always keep it at 3 of if you're playing DDDs. 1 Vice Typhon and 1 Ghost. These are both 1-ofs of my deck of main effect monsters. DD Ghost you can just get off Halqifibrax or use it as a extra tuner if you need it to summon Halqifibrax, or just synchro up for a higher thing quicker. And then Vice Typhon is something you dump off with like Swirl Slime when you fusion from your hand, and you can use him as a fusion material for a bigger DDD monster when you need it. Now for the Pendulums, another 3 of the deck. Savant Kepler. He is your contract searcher pretty much. There's no point in using this other effect. You can also send in Pendulum along with Copernicus because it's a 1 to 10. So it lets you Pendulum summon a lot of the bigger monsters you have in your deck, like Typhon and Ragnarok. So always keep him as a 3 of. This is something you can jump around with having 2 or 3 of. Copernicus, when it's normal special summon, you can dump a DD monster from your deck to the graveyard. So in order to get Swirl Slimes, Lamias, Necros, or even Vice Typhons or Ghosts to your graveyard, pretty much a way to get all of these into your graveyard in order to extend your combos. It's really good, and yeah, like I said just a minute ago, it's a good scale at being at 1. Another big guy you have always 3 of, Ragnarok. He is also another combo extender. If he's in your Pendulum zone, it allows you to bring a DD from your deck to, not your deck, from your graveyard onto the field by paying 1,000. And then when he's summoned, he can special summon a DDD from your graveyard in order to extend even further. He's great boss monster for the main deck as Pendulum and as an effect monster. Then we have the last 3 1-ofs of the Pendulums. We have Orthos as another bigger tuner if you need it. We have Chaos King Apocalypse, who you set in the Pendulum zone for his Pendulum effect to special summon him. Helps extend things a lot further. Thomas is a way to get Pendulum monsters back from your extra deck into your hand, or you discard him off of a lore and banish it. He's pretty much just like extra fodder for the deck. So now that's all the main deck monsters. We'll go into spells. Next we have spells. Since we're a combo deck, you always need 3 Called by the Graves. Stops any of the hand traps you're going to end up dealing with in the meta nowadays. Pretty much standard with all combo decks. The main contracts, 3 with the Gate and 1 with the Swamp King. This is your searcher of the deck. This is your extra fusion. This is the best ratio to go about it because you always need the searcher for the contract, and you have so many different ways to fusion summon. This is just an extra bonus if you need it. And you could also send this to graveyard using Lamia's effect to get her back onto the field. Next, all dark decks need this, Allure of Darkness. You always banish Thomas off of this if it's ever in your hand, so you can always keep the cards that you need from the draws. 2 Desires. You're playing a lot of 3-ofs of the deck, so it's hopefully a very low chance that you'd banish something that you would need, and playing at 3 would be too many, playing at 1 might not be enough for the deck. So just having 2 is just right for the moment. Haven't messed around with it too much. But hopefully once all the quarantine stuff is done with, I can get a concrete answer then. Since it's a 40 card deck, we'll play 1 Upstart, since we're going to fill up that extra spot. Could always try to replace this card with something else, but I haven't figured out what to replace it with yet. And then something new I'm going to try, we're Arthal. There's a lot of level 1s in the deck, especially Kepler, so if you have Kepler, you can target him with this, and then get Lamia into your hand, or Neko Slime, or whatever level 1 you need, and get into your hand to extend your combos further. You'll get that 2000 damage though, but it's not that big of a hit if you can set up your board good enough. And then the last 3 1-ofs, Foolish, Monster Reborn, and 1-for-1. Pretty much 1-of trio than a lot of decks nowadays. No traps, not many good traps to use for this deck. You can always try impermanence. Outside of that, you might be able to mess around with the Dark Contract traps, which I might since the new DDD link came out. It lets you set up pendulum zones, and one of your traps helps prevent certain things from happening when you have pendulum zone. Now that spells are done, we're going to go into extra deck. For the extra deck, we're going to start with fusions. 2 Flame King Genghis. This is the main guy you're always going to fusion summon first. His main ability is to special summon a monster from your graveyard if another DD monster is special summoned. You don't see his second effect come off too often, but you could add a contract if this card is destroyed. He's pretty much off the field by the time that could even happen, so you don't really go into that too often. Then you have one of the bigger version of him, High Flame King Genghis, which has pretty much the same effect, but also has a negate on your own turn, a quick effect negate, and it's pretty much against anything, so it's always good to have. Now for synchros, to level 7s, we got Gust King and Meteor Burst. These guys are, he's the another special summon effect monster, where DD is special summon. You can summon a level 4 lower one from the graveyard, so it extends your plays further. And then if you need to, you can special summon him to get a Ragnarok off your scales, and special summon even more monsters. This deck special summons a whole ton of monsters. Then you jump up to 8s. We got Curse King Siegfried and Crystal Wing. This will probably turn into Savage Dragon whenever I get my own, but right now I can set up these. He has a spell trap negate, and then he's the monster negate. Then I usually use these for a rank 8 XYZ summon. And then I have my Needle Fiber targets, Formula, and Quasar. Quasar just dumps a monster into your graveyard to use on your next turn. Formula just lets you draw a card just in case you're short cards for your upcoming turn. Then I got the XYZs, the main guy, Duodon King Kalyuga, and then Hope Harbinger. It's easy to get into level 8, so these are your 2 main guys. People are abusing him, so hopefully he doesn't get banned in a future ban list, because if he does, it's going to really suck for this deck. And then he's just always good to have because it's an easy rank 8, and it has that spell taking ability that a lot of decks can be a target of. And the attack detach is also good as well. And finally the links, the new DDD link. finally, after so long, it helps the deck move a lot better, setting up scales, just doing a lot more for the deck. And then if he's destroyed, you could special summon a DDD monster from your extra deck straight onto the field. So get something out bigger, like if you want the big DDD fusion, or if you want Siegfried as a negate, you can always summon them out. Next we have Cross Street, another extender. If something is summoned to its own, usually a fusion monster. It has effects that go off. Its fusion effect is it lets you summon a level 4 lower monster from your graveyard. So you'd use that and usually summon Lamia or like a tuner like Ghost or Lamia, and just sync her out further, or heck, even fusion or link it to something else. Then you have the main guy, Fibrax, the guy we've waited like 2-3 years for it to finally come to the TCG. Summon him out, summons a synchro, extend hell of a lot more further, and then opponent's turn, swap him out for one of these two, use their effects, and then you're set up for your next turn hopefully. And last guy is Brawl Sword, just the bigger boss of the extra deck, just in case you need something to run over an opponent's monster, or just slow down your opponent if they have something bigger than you, switch into defense if possible, and just knock them out for game. Well, I hope you guys liked the deck profile. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any more decks you want to check out. If you have any comments of this deck or any ways to make it better, just let me know. And I hope you have a good one.